everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up, and I want to begin first by thanking our newest Patreon supporters, Chris Gallagher, Yankee Steve, Noel Reinhold, and Reed Love, who contributed via YouTube fan funding. I also wanted to correct the record from last week. I spelled Kirk Batzer's name incorrectly, so I wanted to make that correction this week, and I want to thank all of you for your ongoing contributions to the channel if you are a patron or a YouTube fan funding contributor, as well as all of you who watch the channel on a regular basis as well, because all of those things together really help continue to get this channel to grow. We're getting very close to 100,000 subscribers. We're already ahead of where we were last year in viewership and subscribers, so I'm very excited about where the channel is going, and I really appreciate everyone watching and contributing the way you do, because that all helps to build what we're building here. And hopefully soon we'll get that basement done. You'll see an update in a minute, and we'll be able to bring on some help so I can work a little bit more efficiently, especially when it comes to evaluating products to review, because it does take a lot of time, and I want to spend more time shooting and less time installing software. So that is the goal for the near term, is get 100,000 subscribers and get some extra help here to get some of these reviews set up for us. But I did get a lot done this week, actually. This was a good week for productivity. We got the Intel Compute Stick reviewed. This is the new 2016 version running with a Cherry Trail processor. By the way, all of the reviews will be linked above in the little card up there, as well as down below in the video description if you want to see everything you might have missed. We also took a look at the Microsoft wireless display adapter. It lets you cast a Windows or Android device to your display wirelessly, and what's nice is that it has very low latency, so when you push a key it actually shows up with very little lag on the screen, so you can see if it's good for gaming in the review when you take a look on that playlist. We also got a look at the Chrome OS on Raspberry Pi 3, and this is a version of Chrome OS called Chromium. It is the open source version of Chrome OS, and there's a brand new open source project looking to port this to the Raspberry Pi, as they did here, and also other single board computers. And I do hope to get somebody from this project on the channel in the coming weeks to talk about what their plans are, because they're looking at other single board computers too, like the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is a $5 computer. So it's kind of neat to see a version of Chrome OS being actively developed and being ported over to these little cheap computers, because there's a lot you can do with an easy to use operating system like Chrome OS on one of these things, and I'm really excited to see where they go with it. So you can check out that review in the master playlist. We also got to look at a couple of 2-in-1s this week. Dell has an Inspiron 11, which is similar to the laptop we looked at, except this one's a flip over 2-in-1, and it's powered by an i3 processor. So a very nicely performing little computer, pretty lightweight and portable, yet it's got enough horsepower to do a lot of productivity applications as well. So a nice machine from Dell, upgradable RAM and hard drive on that one too, which is nice to see. We also looked at the Lenovo Yoga 700 14-inch 2-in-1, and what's nice about this one is that for $850 you can get a GPU built into it also, a discrete NVIDIA GTX 940M. This one that I reviewed did not have the GPU on board, but we talk about what it might be able to do in the review, so you can check that out and see if it's something that you might be looking for. So it's good to start seeing some more GPUs work their way into sub $1,000 computers, especially ones that are portable and are 2-in-1s too, for that matter. So a couple things on the new studio front. Let's take a look and see how things are coming along. We've got some sheetrock up now, which is good. So we got walls, which is really a nice improvement over where we were. All the electrical and all the data cable is run, and then hopefully soon, in the next couple of days, once the sheetrock is done, we'll get the carpeting in and the drop ceiling, and probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks maybe, we should start seeing some videos being shot down there. We've got to get the bathroom done and a few other things, but so far so good. We're making really good progress, and I'm very excited to get down there and out of this temporary space. I've been kind of pushed around the house here as we've been rearranging things for the growing family, so it's nice to have a spot that I will hopefully have as a permanent location for the channel moving forward. So stay tuned, lots of fun stuff coming up. And I wanted to do a follow-up on a story we covered last week on the wrap-up, and that was the Coleco Chameleon. Now, you'll recall that story wasn't yet over a week ago. Now it is over. Coleco, or at least the holding company that owns the Coleco brand, has decided to sever their ties with Mike Kennedy, the creator and owner of the retro video game systems company that was developing this new game console. You can watch last week's video to get the whole story about this thing, but I just wanted to kind of put an end to it, because now the Chameleon and the retro VGS that kind of was the precursor to this thing is now dead, although it's hard to be dead when you never existed. But this is a great example of how people can get ripped off on crowdfunding sites, and they were really committing an act of fraud here to get this thing onto Kickstarter, where there was a lot of eyeballs on it. to raise money that they could then use to develop the product. And that is no way to develop a product, especially something as complex as a game console, and especially as complex as the game console they were proposing to build. And this is really a good learning moment here for everyone. If you have an idea for a product, that's great. But if you don't have the ability to build that product, you need to raise money and pay people to design it for you. And it's become clear throughout this whole thing that Mike Kennedy, who was the guy behind this thing, we interviewed him a couple of months ago when this was called the Retro VGS. He had some great ideas, was very excited about the product, very easy to share his excitement for what he was trying to build, but he was unable to pay anybody to actually do the development work, or at least pay them enough to do the development work on this thing, and it never really existed. And he was really hoping, I think, to get all this crowdfunding money in and then go out and launch this thing. And that's really just a backwards way to do it. And they committed a couple of acts of fraud. One was bringing a fake prototype to the New York Toy Fair. A second act of fraud was showing fake photos of the innards of their device, which was proven to be just a PCI card stuffed in a clear Jaguar shell, all in an effort to get on Kickstarter and trick people into taking their money. And I'm really glad that the AtariAge forum and the members of the community there really stepped up and applied a lot of scrutiny to this thing very quickly to shut it down and save a lot of people a lot of aggravation down the road. They probably even saved Mike Kennedy from a fate that he would not appreciate either. So I'm glad that this happened and this is over with, and we'll never talk about it again, but I did want to do a quick follow-up on that. All right, now it's time for some Q&A, and our first question comes in from Eric Sharp, who was looking for a link to the spreadsheet that I keep for all of my benchmark results from all of the PCs that I review. So one of the things I've been doing over time is building a really big spreadsheet of every computer I've looked at and its scores on the Octane benchmark test, for example, and more recently the 3D Mark test that we do in our PC reviews. And I'm going to now release that link to all of you so you can follow along as I'm adding computers to the list. So you can go to Lon.TV/benchmarks and get a good sense as to what the Octane tests are, as well as the 3D Mark tests on all of our computers. And it might be a useful tool for some of you if you're out shopping to see what different performance levels are. You can compare different processors on that list as well, so it might be pretty helpful. It's read-only, but it's my actual Google spreadsheet that I have been keeping now for probably about 2 or 3 years, and it is now available to all of you if you want to take a look at it. So thanks for the suggestion. A few of you have asked about that, so I'm glad to provide that for you all because it's a really good, helpful tool for me, and I hope it'll be helpful for you too. And our next question comes in from X-Ray Tech, and he's curious if there are any low-cost AMD computers we can review here on the channel, and I'm really eager to see some, so I'd love to get some suggestions from all of you. I'm looking for computers that cost around $500 or less that are powered by some of those AMD APUs that integrate some better graphical performance than we might see out of their Intel equivalents. So let me know down below in the comment section if there are some you'd like me to check out. I really like to focus on newer computers, ones made in the last 3 or 4 months, because those do better in the longer term here on the channel. So if you do have suggestions, let me know. I will seek some out because I'm definitely eager to see more of those moving forward here. And I also wanted to let X-Ray Tech know that I could not respond to his comment on YouTube because he locked his profile down. So I have a link. It's Lon.TV/comment. And if you go there, you can learn how to make your profile in such a way that I can actually respond to your comment, and other people on YouTube can as well. So definitely go to that link, Lon.TV/comment, to learn how to unlock your profile so you can get YouTube replies, because a lot of people, I can't reply to them because there's no reply button on the profile because of their settings on there. So definitely fix that if you want some more responses and replies on YouTube. So this week on the channel, I do hope to get to the Mist FPGA computer. It might be this week or next week. Now, I talked a lot about this because this is very similar to what the Retro VGS could have been. It is a field programmable gate array computer, meaning the chip that's on board this device can be programmed to behave like other chips, and that means you can very accurately simulate old computers and old game consoles. So we've got the Nintendo on this thing, we've got Sega Master System, ColecoVision, it runs Amiga software, Atari ST software, even the Mac Plus is simulated on here, and it really has all the original timings that those devices had. So I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I am having trouble, though, getting it to work with my video hardware here because it's simulating those old devices. It's outputting the video video at the same resolution and refresh rate that those things did. It is outputting through VGA, but I have to get the scaling to work right to get it into this thing. So I'm working on it, and hopefully in the next week or two we'll do something with it. I'd like to do like a longer term stream because this is kind of a fun product to explore, and there's a lot of cool stuff that's been going on with the community that is surrounding this device. Really cool. It's kind of an example of what the Retro VGS could have been, yet this thing exists and actually works, and we're going to be looking more at that in the coming weeks. And yes, we will get to that PC on a stick with Ethernet. I'm hoping to get some more time this week. I had so much stuff come in that I really try to get products that are more searchable reviewed first, because that is really what leads to more channel growth, is because people find me by searching for things, and I have to review and put a priority on things that are searchable. So Dell and Lenovo are going to be a lot more searchable than Azul, who makes this device, but I will be getting to it soon once I get a couple more things cleared off the roster here. I also have a bunch of sponsored content I'm working on as well. I think you'll all find it interesting, but I'm doing 3 videos for a sponsor. They're all going to come out on the same day to tie in with a product release. I'm going to be working on that this week also, but I do have a lot of things planned for the week. I'm going to probably do some of the Linux installations on that Intel Compute Stick to see what it can run, and we're also going to do a line review of the whole Dell XPS line, because right now I've got all 3 of the Dell XPS computers in the house here, so I'm eager to show you what a full product line looks like, because we don't usually have like the full line of something here on the channel to look at, so we'll be checking that out. Now, if you want to help the channel, you can go to Lon.TV/Patreon and make a monthly contribution to the channel like some of those folks at the beginning did. We also have my fan funding page at Lon.TV. All those funds are going to help offset the cost of the things that I buy and then resell, because I lose some money on those transactions. I buy the items to review on the channel, of course, but once we get the basement done, we will be converting this into an LLC, and I'll be hiring somebody, and those funds will then go to help fund the hired help, so that we can produce more content, and that is my goal for the coming year. I'd love to actually hear from you all, because I'm really limiting myself right now to posting 1 video a day at the most, and I'm just curious if that is if that is too much or not enough, because I could probably do, even right now, maybe some weeks get 2 or 3 videos done in a day, depending on how much energy I have. But I don't want to overload the subscriber base, so I'd love to hear some suggestions on that, because once I do get the help on board, I will be able to shoot a lot more, because I'll have a lot of the work done to get everything installed and operating done, so I can spend more time shooting. But I really don't want to overload you all either. So let me know what you think about that as we are moving forward. You can also help the channel in a passive way on Amazon, Lon.TV/Amazon. You can shop through that link. Every purchase you make goes to help the channel, but your price doesn't increase. So we get a small portion of the sale through their affiliate program. I also link to Amazon and most of the reviews that I do for these products directly too. So any of those clicks always help the channel. We have our other ways to connect to our email list at Lon.TV/email. We got the Facebook page at Lon.TV/Facebook, Reddit at Lon.TV/Reddit, and of course our forums at Lon.TV/forums. So that will do it for this week's weekly wrap up. I appreciate all of your support, both on the Patreon and, again, just watching the channel helps make us grow. Please keep those comments and questions coming. We'd love to get a few more questions for next week, so leave them down below, and maybe you'll see your question up on the board next week. This is Lon Seidman. Thanks for watching. This channel is brought to you by my Patreon supporters, including gold level supporter Shabib. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.